Hello, Teacher Shadrach again, present here. We are still demystifying computer studies year 2025. We are in series number 11, if I'm not wrong, where I just want to expound on the query that we have just created in part 10 of our series. So we have managed, guys, to calculate the registration fee paid to every club, computer science, debate club, and so on. We have been able also to calculate how much contributions the students have already contributed towards various activities, and the revenue that each activity, the total of the revenue that we collected to computer science, debate club, and the like, based on the activities that we have performed. Then all these other fields, you remember, just let me just send you back to video number 10 if you are not aware of what we have done, and then you check how we have come up with all these columns. They are most of them calculated columns, and now I had promised that we now want to narrow down to annual collections that we have done, annual expenses that we have done in a year, and how do we achieve that? That's why we are creating this video. The query in front of you is kind of a general query, which is a summation of the whole of the history. So if we have been managing club affairs with the system for 10 years, then this is a scenario of 10 years. But now we want to kind of allow the system to work in a way that we can be able to select a year that we want, and then it is able to just give us a feedback based on the year that we have selected. So that is the beauty of using a database system, that you can always question a database to give you the data that is for a given period or a given time frame for this matter. Okay, so I'm just going to work with year. It is possible to use dates, but let me just work with year because again, we do not want just to be so technical for our level. But when you go to advanced level, you should also think of how can you have a range of dates, date between this up to this date, and so on. For now, let's just base our thought on the different years that we may want to have. So what I'll do, I'm going to leave this query. I don't want to modify this one. I want to create a new query, and the query that I'm going to design will be a duplicate of this query that we have here. So I'm going to copy paste this query that we have, the query that we are calling revenue main QRY. So among the items that we have on the navigation area, navigation pane, is a revenue main query, which I want to right click and then choose copy. And then once I have done that, I can always paste using shortcut, and that is Control V, and then I get a question. What do I want to call the pasted query? I want to call it revenue revenue by year query. Revenue by year query. Revenue by year query. It's of course completely identical to the one that we have just designed, the main query, but now we want to do our adjustments on the revenue by year query. So guys, we open it in design view, but just before I deal with the query first, how will be the procedure? How do we get that year that we want to see the data for? That year we shall be selecting it, of course, on an interface, and what gives us interface is a form. So I want to first very quickly create a new form. I'll just choose create and then blank form, and there I get the blank form there, and then switch to design view of the blank form that has been generated. I want to, the form does not have a header section, so I want to have a header section. I don't know why I always love to have header footer. So I right click and then choose form header and footer. And then in the header section is where I'm thinking of using a drop down button, a drop down display, a drop down which we also call combo, a combo box, which will have a list of many years. So that's the one which I'm going to have from Form Design Tools, or from Design Tools, pick a combo box control. You pick a what? A combo box control, then drop it somewhere within the header section, and there the wizard is initiated. Then what do you want this combo box? How do you want it to get the data? We don't have a table with years. We are going to type the values that we want. That's step one. I will type the values that I want. Then carry on to the next. Then what are these values? Let me assume that the assumption is that our database should be able to cater for the outgoing Form 4s who joined Form 1. When did you join Form 1? Wait. When did you join Form 1? Is it 2021? So let me start all the way from 2020 going down 2021. So I'm the one who is typing these values. You could have typed them even in Excel, and then you come and paste them here. But it's not a difficult task to type these years. I want to type up to 2030. 2030 is good enough for illustration. 2030 is good enough for illustration. Be keen that you do not type years that do not exist. Okay. Carry on. What label do you want to have for the text box? I'll say select a year. Okay, select a year, and then you finish. So we've got our combo box here, and then we are able to now drop it down, and you can see the 11 years that I have already typed. However, common practice would also have dictated that there should be a default value which is dictated by the current year that we are in. We want to see the year 2025 as the default value here, and when we go to year 2026, the value should be 2026 and the like. So I display the properties sheet, which is normally under the form design properties sheet, and there we have the combo 0. It's the selected item. If it isn't, then you just drop down and then you find combo whatever that the computer is displaying. Then let's first change the name of the combo box so that we have a meaningful name. Combo 0 may not be a very nice name for us. So on other tab, go to name box, and then call it CMB. Prefix for combo boxes is CMB year, combo box year. Then under data page, now after changing the year, go to data page, and then we have now the default value. The default value gonna be a function within a function, and this shall be year, the word year, and then open parentheses, open brackets, and then from what? From the date to day. So date to day is date function, and then we want to extract the year part from the date to day. So I will not dwell so much on that. That is how you type the function, guys, and then you test it. You test the form in form view, and then you realize that now I do not have a default value. Why? Let me switch back to design view and check. Why do not I have the default value? Okay. I wonder why. Because it should actually be showing me 2025. Well, I don't know whether I have typed it in the correct place. Let me just check again. Default value is equal to, or is it because I did not add the equals? Is equal to year, date. No, I don't know. That one you research on that and find what could be the mistake. I don't want to dwell so much on that because I know it's just a simple thing that should be giving us a result anyway. So what I have not done, I am not so sure. Now, again, on this form, we now want to display that query, the revenue by year, QRY. So I want to have it there. I have just dragged it from the navigation pane and dropped it into the form design area, the query, and then I'm now being asked, what name would you like for your sub report or sub form? I call it revenue by year sub form, revenue by year sub form, and then I finish. Revenue by year sub form, then I do finish. Okay, so there it is. I have adjusted the width of the query display area, and how is it behaving? There it is. It is still the original query. Remember, we have not yet told it to base our display as per the year we are going to choose. So we want a scenario where when we pick a particular year, then it should fetch those records which are based on that particular year. So there is something I'm going to do on the form again, that when I pick a value here on this combo box, the unbound combo box, which we are calling combo year, we want to do some slight programming, very slight programming. So how do you do the programming bit? When it is selected there, or when you select it from, that is the combo year from the properties sheet, wherever you select it from, let's go to the on click event, and then with the drop down button, choose event procedure first. Then click the build button that is alongside the drop down button to get yourself into the VBA for applications. Are you new to here? No, we have found ourselves in this place again. So we say me.revenue by year subform, you put a dot requery. So that statement is what you insert when you are presented with the VBA for application. This is the only statement that you type. Don't interfere with the others that will be shown there. Me.revenue by year subform, or whatever the name of the subform that you have created, dot requery, such that we want it to be self-refreshing. Whenever we choose a year, we want it to be self-refreshing. However, for now, we have not done anything to the query itself to detect or to be related, to have a kind of understanding that there is a criteria that we are to use up here. So guys, what do you do? Now from there, close and save the form. Close and save the form. We shall call it a revenue by year subform. Revenue by year form, so that we do not mess up with the subform as well. Remember, it's like a mother and a child. So revenue by year form, and so when I forget that, somebody should quickly remind me. So let's go to revenue by year subform query, under navigation pane, revenue by year query. We start by modifying registration fee. Registration fee, we build again the expression that we had there, the long expression that we have there. Now, you notice that when you use the sum, which is our most interior function, there is the field you want to deal with, there is the domain, and the other part, the third part, is normally called the criteria, which runs up to there. So we want to lengthen the criteria part. We want to lengthen the criteria part. And how do we achieve that? After club ID field, we want to put an ampersand so that we continue, and then double quotes, and then there is the reserved word when you are working with the queries called and which year, okay, I'm thinking of the domain, which is rage fee payments query. I want to display the fields so that I do not use the wrong field. Rage fee payments QRY, rage fee payments QRY, and then the field that we have interest on is date paid. So we want to say, and the year from date paid, and year from date paid, year from, so the year function, and then the date paid field, okay, begin, just begin, it's not a difficult matter, and then closing parenthesis for the year function is equal to, and then close the double quote, is equal to, close the double quote, and then ampersand. Now we are looking for that combo year. Combo year, we have placed it on a form. So I now collapse queries and then display the forms, and then our form is not loaded, so we had closed it, and therefore we choose all forms, and then we are calling it revenue by year form. Revenue by year form combo year. Revenue by year form combo year. I double click that and you should see yourself having this long statement. Don't worry about it, don't change it, only let it remain as it is. So we are testing two criteria where club ID is equal to, the number displayed from, and also matching with the registration fee payment query, and then the year of the date paid from the query here is equal to that combo box value that we have at that particular time. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this statement, and I'm going to do what? To display it probably when it is magnified further, so that you can be able to capture it. But I'll do that after we test our query is behaving. So we close this query for now, because remember, our form has to be active. Our form has to be active so that we can test the behavior of the registration fee column. The behavior of the registration fee column. So where is our form? Our form is revenue by year form. Revenue by year form. Okay, you can see it has already understood our default value. I don't know why it was not able to capture it there before. It was misbehaving. So we want to monitor what happens in the registration fee column. So allow me to zoom in a bit, to zoom out a bit, so that you can be able to see whether there will be any adjustments. I am suspecting that these are the registration fees paid. Remember, we have only affected the registration fee column. So I want us to monitor it. When I choose another year like 2020, what happens? Wow, it is working. Yes, it is giving us 0. We have no registration fee collected in 2020. Do we have registration fee collected in 2024? Let me see. Yeah, we have some registration fee, which I would like us to verify whether we have got any registration fee in year 2024. Yes, we have a record here. I believe this membership ID number 3 is computer studies, and then any other record 2024, and then membership number 260 is computer studies. So you find 250 plus 200 gives us that amount. To be sure of that, I can modify yet another record and give it 2024, year 2024, and I'll retain the amount. And now I go to our revenue form and change the year to 2025. Notice the registration fee we have in computer science, we have so far collected 950. In agriculture, we have collected 200. What about in 2024? We want to see whether there is any club which was affected. Yeah, there is a club which was affected here. Writing club must be the one which I have modified, and that is what is now reflected. So guys, that's the pattern you are going to follow. You are going to attach that continuation after club ID criteria. After club ID criteria, you're also going to put the and a year of a particular date of interest is equal to the combo year of this particular form. So you are going to do that adjustment. That will be your assignment. You struggle, you work on it to affect the contributions if you have them, activities revenue if you have it. What else? Amount spent. Do we have amount spent? I don't know whether we have that as criteria, and other expenses as well. So I believe by so doing, we shall have hit a great milestone. And then from there, the next series of videos will be illustrating how do we present our data, especially reporting, when we want to report about a certain issue, reporting of data reporting, creating reports, creating more display forms and the like. Otherwise, our system is almost perfectly done, almost cleared, only that now we want to handle things of outputs. So you are welcome to keep in touch regarding the next series of videos. May you stay safe, may you stay blessed. Thank you for following on. You are encouraging us to keep moving.